Square root. To find the square root of these numbers, we should know the squares. So first list out the squares. 1 square is 1. 2 square 4. 3 square 9. 4 square 16. 5 square 25. 6 square 36. 7 square 49. 8 square 64. 9 square 81. 10 square 100. And if the square ends with 1, its square root can be 1 or 9. If the square ends with 4, then its square root can be 2 or 8. If the square root ends with 9, its square root can be 3 or 7. If the square root ends with 6, its square root can be 4 or 6. If the square ends with 5, square root 5. If the square ends with 0, its square root ends with 0. So now let's find out the square root of these numbers. First step, take the number and separate it into groups. See, take the last 2 digits, this is one group. The remaining digit is another group. Take the number, separate it into groups. The last 2 digit is one group, the remaining 2 digit another group. This is the first step. Second step, check the unit digit of this rightmost group. It's 6. If the square ends with 6, its square root can be 4 or 6. Its square root can be 4 or 6. Okay, so just check the unit digit in the rightmost group. If it ends with 6, then its square root can be 4 or 6. This is the second step. Third step, this leftmost group, take the number, this 5. Check, this is close to the square. This number is close to which square? So this 5 is close to 4. Now take its square root and write here. Okay, this leftmost group number 12. This is close to which square? 12 is close to 9. So take its square root, 3. Okay, next step. Whether it's 24 or 26, square root of this 576 is 24 or 26. To identify that, take this 2 and multiply with the next number. Take this 2 multiply with next number, 2 into 3. So it is 6. Now compare the 6 with this 5. 6 and 5. 6 is bigger, right? So it means that this number, the number in the question is smaller. If it is smaller, then out of these two, you have to choose the smaller number. So, square root is 24. 576 square root is 24. See, first separate it into groups. Next, in the rightmost group, check the unit digit. If it ends with 6, that square root can be 4 or 6, right? Next, take this number. This is close to which square? 12 is close to 9. So, take its square root right here. Next step, take this 3 and multiply with the next number. After 3 comes 4, right? So 3 into 4 is 12. Now you have to compare this 12 with this 12. So 12 and 12 it's equal. If it is equal or if this bigger, the question number, this is equal or this is bigger means you have to choose the bigger number. See here, after multiplying 3 into 4 it's 12. 12 and 12 it's equal. So you have to choose the bigger number. So it means that 36. 1296 square root is 36. See the next 2401. So first take the number, separate it into groups. Last 2 digit is one group, the remaining 2 digit another group. Check the unit digit of this. So it ends with 1. If it ends with 1, then its square root can be 1 or 9. Take this 24. 24 is close to which square? It's close to 25, but we should not take the bigger number. We have to take the number which is lesser than this. So lesser than this and it is close to it. Which is that? 16. Now take its square root. What is its square root? 4. Right here. Next, whether 41 or 49. To identify that, take this 4 and multiply with the next number. 4 into 5, which is 20. Now compare this 20 and 24. The question number is bigger. If this is bigger, take the bigger one. So it's 4, 9. Square root of this is 49. Next, 7, 8, 4. Take the number, separate it to groups. Last 2 digit one group, the remaining is another group. Check the unit digit. It ends with 4. So its square root can be 2 or 8. Then the 7. Take the 7, it's close to which square? 7 is close to 9, but we should not take the bigger number. We should take the lesser number. So it's 4. 7 is close to the square 4. Take its square root 2. Now whether 22 or 28. To identify that, take this 2 and multiply with the next number. 2 into 3, 6. Compare the 6 and 7. 7 is bigger. Number in the question is bigger. So choose the bigger number. So 28. 784 square root is 28. To find the square root, take the numbers, separate it into groups. Last 2 digit one group, the remaining is another group. Check the unit digit. If it ends with 1, its square root can be 1 or 9. Now, 98. Take this 98 and compare the square which is close to it. The square which is close to it is 81. Of course, it is close to 100, but it is bigger. So don't take this 100, take this 81. And its square root 9. Right here. Next step, take this 9 and multiply with the next number. 9 into 10, 90. Compare. So this 98 is bigger. The number in the group is bigger. So take the bigger number. 99. Square root of 9801 is 99. Next step. Next number. This one. Take the number and separate into groups. 2, 4 is one group. 6, 7 is another group. Check the unit digit. It ends with 4. So its square root can be 2 or 8. Then 67. This is close to the square 64. So take its square root 8. Now take this 8 and multiply with the next number. 8 9s are 72. Compare. So this 72 is bigger. The number in the group is smaller. So choose the smaller number. 82 is the square root. See, in the previous question, after comparing, the number in the group is bigger, so bigger number. Here, in this comparison, the number in the group is smaller, so smaller number. Okay. Next, to find the square root, take the number, separate into groups. Last 2 digit one group, the remaining is another group. Check the unit digit, it ends with 5. If it ends with 5, then its square root has to be only 5. Then take this 2, it's close to the square 1. Square root is 1. So it means its square root is 225. Square root is 15. No need to go to this step. So here 6400. To find the square root, take the last 2 digit one group. The remaining is another group. Check the unit digit. It ends with 0. So its square root has to be 0. Then the 64 is close to the square 8. 64. So it's take its square root 8. So we have found the square root. 6400 square root is 80. Square root of decimal numbers is the next step. To find the square root of these decimal numbers, first take the number without point. So 0.81 means 81. 81 square. It's a square root of 9. So write this 9. Now to insert the point, see in the question there is 2 decimal place. That is after the point 2 decimal place. So take off of it. It means divide by 2. 1. The answer should have 1 decimal place. The question 2 decimal place means answer should have off of it. So 1 decimal place. So from the right move 1 point and put a point. Move 1 and put a point. So it means that 0.9 is the square root. Take the number without point. So it's 7225. Next step, as we do in the type 1, do it. Take the number and separate into groups. Last 2 digit one group. The remaining 2 digit another group. Check the unit digit. If it ends with 5, its square root has to be 5. Then take this number and check the square which is close to it. 72 is close to 64. Take its square root 8. So 85, and we have to insert the point. To insert the point, check the decimal place in the question, 2 decimal place. After the point, 2 decimal place. Take off of it 1. So the answer should have 1 decimal place. For that, from the right side, move 1 place and put a point. So the answer is 8.5. Square root of this is 72.25 is 8.5. Next, this number, take the number without point, then follow the type 1 procedure. So 53.29, so take it as 5329. Next step, separate into groups. Last 2 digit one group, the remaining 2 digit another group. Check the unit digit in this rightmost group. It ends with 9, so its square root can be 3 or 7. Then take this 53. 53 is close to the square 49. Take its square root 7. Next step, take the 7 and multiply with the next number. Right? So 7 into 8, which is 56. Compare 56 and 53. Which is bigger? 56 is bigger. And the number in the group is smaller. If this is smaller, then we have to take the smaller number. So 7, 3. We have identified as 7, 3. Next step, we have to insert the point. To insert the point, check the decimal places in the question. It has 2 decimal places. Take off of it 1. So it means the answer should have 1 decimal place, right? So from the right side, move 1 place and put the point. Answer is 7.3. Next, this question, take the number without decimal place. So it's last 2 digit one group, another, it's 6241, and that separate the group. Last 2 digit one group, another group. So the last, this rightmost group unit digit is 1. So if it ends with 1, its square root can be 1 or 9. Next, take this 62. 62 is close to the square. Not 64, we should take the number which is lesser than that. So 49. Take its square root 7. Next step, take the 7 and multiply with the next number. 7 into 8, 56. Now compare 56 and 62. This is bigger. The number in the group is bigger. So choose the bigger number. 79. Now we have to insert the point. To insert the point, check the decimal places in the question. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 decimal place. Take off of it, which is 2. Answer should have 2 decimal place. So from the right side, move 1, 2 and put the point. Answer is 0.79. So to find the square root of the decimal numbers, take the number without point and then follow the procedure as we did in the type 1. Next, at last, to insert the point, check the number of decimal places in the question. If the question has 2 decimal places, take off of it. Answer should have 1 decimal place. If the question has 4 decimal places, take off of it. Answer should have 2 decimal places. That's it. Square root of non-perfect squares. These numbers are not perfect squares. So to find the square root of these numbers, first step, take the number. Next, check the square close to it. The square close to this 54 is 49. Take its square root, right here. Next, divide this 54 by 7, which will be equal to 7.71. Next, again take this 7, add with this, then divide by 2. So if you add this, you will get 14.71. Then divide it by 2. So you will get the answer 7.35, which is the square root of 54. So to find the square root of non-perfect squares, just do this. If you want to find the square root of this, just do this. So what is C here? That's what we did here. A by B. So let's find the square root of this 67. To find the 67 square root, take 67. Next, find the square which is close to 8. 67 is close to the square number 64. Take its square root and write here. Then do the division. So you'll get 8.35. So 8.37. Then again take this 8 and add with this. Then divide by 2. So we'll get 16.37 divided by 2. The answer is 8.18. Next, the square root of 73. To find the square root of 73, take 73 and divide. Check the square which is close to it. 73 is close to 64. Take its square root, 8. So next again divide this. So you'll get 9.1. Then take this 8 and add with this. Divide by 2. So if you add, you'll get 17.1. Then divide by 2, which will be equal to 8.5. Square root of 109. To find that, take 109 and divide. The square which is close to it is 100. Take its square root and divide by this. So you'll get 10.9. Again take this 10 and add with this. Divide by 2. So you'll get 20.9 divided by 2, which will be equal to 10.45. So the square root of 109 is 10.45. To find the square root of non-perfect squares, just do this.